But how do you tell governments that you've had enough of their fear-mongering advertising? Well, one Australian YouTube user decided the best way to do this was by making a political ad parody and posting it on the web, labelling it Leaked Labor Union Scare Campaign Ad. The video was eventually mistaken for a real Liberal Party ad. The video even received coverage in The Australian, with Canning going to Liberal Party sources to trace the supposed leak. Naturally, the Liberal Party rejected the ad was theirs. It was only a day later that the YouTube user known only as N revealed that the ad was a parody. But who exactly is N, and what were his motivations for creating the YouTube video? Paul Serratore tracked him down.
N is me, Nat Wilson. I'm a computer technician by trade, and I have, well, shall we say, a burning journalism addiction that started with a bit of political cartooning and sort of snowballed from there. Since I've studied broadcasting under Ian McRae, and now I'm looking for a job in radio.
Can you explain for me your motivation in posting the video on YouTube?
We've been seeing the pre-election campaign ads on TV now, and a lot of them don't give a lot of credit to the general public. They're all very ominous and very foreboding, and I wanted to, shall we say, make a statement about that. This video, this parody, sort of holds a mirror up to the culture of TV electioneering in Australia. I think it makes a fairly bold statement about the way things have become. I got a comment on YouTube earlier this morning, and this person says, I was in a research group and shown this ad, although they didn't say it was run for the Liberals. Now, this is, of course, is not true. I'm not saying this person's telling fibs, but it does go to show how close to real party ads this parody has become, that there can be confusion there.
Now, as you said, the video is a political ad parody, but from comments received on YouTube, it appears that many people see it as being a legitimate leak, as the video is called on YouTube. Does this mean that people are missing your subtle political point?
Well, I think now that we're sort of 24 hours into the press cycle, if you will, I think that the tide is certainly starting to turn. I'm getting a lot of messages now today, particularly, where people are saying, yes, no, I see what you're getting at now. I see the humour in it. And I've been reading the comments because I think the story really isn't the video itself. I think the story is all the people that have taken the time to voice their views, both on news.com and on YouTube with the video. And I think that people deserve credit here. I think that people are really seeing the statement I wanted to make, and we're starting to question the tactics of those TV electioneers with the ads, such as Who Do You Trust, where John Howard's depicted as Pinocchio. That's a very funny one. Or Stay Go, where the coalition's leadership is played out in this very sort of gritty and dark black and white. And, you've got a bit of that in this YouTube video as well. Now,
were you surprised that Simon Canning, who's the marketing writer for The Australian, actually believed it to be a legitimate leak?
Well, Simon and I spoke late yesterday, and I think we both wondered how it would have been if he'd tracked me down before the story went to print. But look, I think it's something that needed to be said, and I think it is a bit of a wake-up call for the agencies that put these ads together, because we're a bright country, and we're not going to be fooled by deep, ominous music and colours like black and red splashed across the screen.
So I take it for you this ad was simply everything you learnt in media or an advertising course just brought to the fore?
Well, that's right, Paul. It really doesn't benefit either side of politics, I think. The mad right-wingers that refuse to see the humour may take only the words that are in it, and this is not necessarily my opinion. I'm simply quoting Paul Sheehan from the Herald, and those on the other side of politics, and obviously those that consider it as a whole, are going to look at the overall presentation. It's so over the top, it's so dark, it's so black, it's so ominous. It's really quite hard after maybe a second or third look to take it seriously, and most people I think will catch themselves and go, no, I see what's going on here.
And not to mention the fact that there's a bit of a gap somewhere in the video of silence straight after Julia Gillard is mentioned.
Oh, that's so that people can see the quote if they didn't pick it up before. The reference to Paul is after that.
Now, what are your thoughts on the fact that Simon Canning has gone so far as to quiz the Liberal Party on this ad, and has even contacted the federal director of the Liberal Party, who all he said was, all I know is it's got nothing to do with us and we know nothing about it?
What that says to me, Paul, is that it's absolutely case in point. This video, which is a caricature of a political ad, is so close to what we're seeing these days that a well-respected journalist would go to the trouble of making sure.
Does the fact that it was believed to be a legitimate leak show the media's naivety, so to speak, on YouTube, and the fact that the media doesn't seem to understand that a amateur can basically make these videos?
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to call them naive. In the paper, in Canning's article in The Australian, he goes on to say that one source admitted that it could become, and I'm quoting here, impossible to discern official party advertising from the efforts of enthusiastic amateurs as the election nears, and goes on to say that we're seeing more and more of this on YouTube. So I think he does raise that point. So to be fair, no, I wouldn't go so far as to call them naive.
Is it entirely possible that enthusiasts can follow what you have done? Is it an easy process to do?
No, it's not easy. There was as much work to put this together as there would be to put one together for television. An enormous amount of effort, in fact, went into this parody. So I suppose it's one of my largest work. It's the culmination of what I've done so far.
Can you give us a sense of time? How much time and effort did you put into this parody?
Well, there's over 12 hours just in an editing suite. That doesn't include the research, watching all the other ads and talking to people. So, I mean, a lot goes into it, obviously, but as I said, this is not obviously to puff myself up. Look, the story really here are all the responses that people have gone to the trouble to make to the video, and obviously the effect it'll have on the culture of electioneering. I'd like to think, Paul, that people are going to think twice now before putting together an ad. All I'm trying to say is, give us credit. Give the Australian people credit. We know nonsense when we see it, so don't waste your precious campaign dollars on nonsense.
Now, I've got to ask this.
Sure.
In the interest of fairness, now, it was a leaked Liberal ad attacking the Labor Party. Were you planning for a leaked Labor ad to attack the Liberal Party?
Not so much. Basically, as I said earlier, Paul, I think that the ad doesn't actually benefit either party, despite the fact that it's very obviously a sort of a Liberal against Labor look. The truth is, the tone is so ridiculous that nobody's going to say, oh, well, the coalition are good lots, I'm going to go and vote for them, because this kind of ad, go 2 steps forward, 1 step back, they're not doing themselves any favours. If this was a Liberal ad, which it isn't, they're not doing themselves any favours by publishing it. People are not going to vote coalition because of this nonsense. So I think it doesn't do anything for the coalition, the same as it doesn't do anything for Labor. But both of them, I think, need to take a hard look in the mirror when it comes to the type of political ads that we're going to see, and make sure that those campaign dollars aren't wasted on nonsense.
Simon Canning writes that the authorisation on your YouTube video is too blurred to read. Was that part of a ploy to make people think it was real, a blurred authorisation?
Well, I didn't want to give the game away too early. So I'd say that if there is a similarity to a legitimate political ad, it's obviously to draw people's attention to it, and the time it's spent in the press obviously has achieved that goal.
What does that authorisation actually read if it wasn't blurry?
Purple monkey dishwasher and some other gobbledygook nonsense I can't recall.
Oh, very, very, very clever.
That was Paul Serratore talking to Nathan Wilson, a computer technician turned political commentator, after loading a political advertising parody on YouTube, which was later mistaken as a leaked Liberal ad. For those of you who are interested in seeing the video for yourself, simply search the keywords leaked and RUD on YouTube and look for the video created by user WilsonNW. But for now, here's a track from Rasta Wookie.